Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jax Miller. No, despite the signing of the wage agreements, the new wage agreements under the Public Sector Compensation Reform Program, there have been a range of complaints that we're hearing from public sector workers, from late payments to questions about allowances. Most recently, the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Union had issued a 10-day ultimatum for the government to address some outstanding issues. And we understand a meeting is scheduled for Thursday at the Ministry of Finance. So want to try and understand where we are now, what's happening with the process, how are the public sector workers following this monumental process. And joining us this evening, we have on Zoom the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Lasonia Harrison. In studio with us, we have General Secretary of the National Workers Union, Granville Valentine, also General Secretary of UTASP, the Union of Technical, Administrative and Supervisory Personnel, and the president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, O'Neill Grant, with us as well. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you talking to us. I'm going to start with the teachers, though, because there's a lot going on with the teachers that I have to understand. And I'm going to be asking you, Ms. Harris, for an update. First of all, the past few weeks, since Easter, there was this big concern about the non-payment of March salary. So has that now been finally settled? Everybody pay? Everybody get paid?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Since just this evening, I got another teacher who has not been paid from Brownstone Primary. One teacher not paid is one teacher too many. And so we still have some teachers not paid, and those teachers are not comforted by the fact that thousands of other teachers have been paid, because their situation is in grave state at this moment. Their financial state is certainly not anyone is envious of at this state. Their own families, just their own bills, arrears, all of those additional costs that the teacher will be incurring, that nobody will stand, government or no one has put forward to say how it is that they're going to help the teacher to undertake those costs.
So about how many seem to have been still left out at this point?
Well, given that we had a meeting today, the ministry is reporting that, or certainly through the RDs, that they're unable to, they're thinking, or their word is, or their understanding is that there are teachers who they are not aware of any teacher to be paid. But as I told you, just since evening at 5 o'clock, I got word of another teacher who has not been paid, and I asked, I said, was a teacher paid in February? Because I wanted to know if it was a new teacher, because, we have another problem that when teachers come on, that those teachers take a little while to start getting their salary. So I wanted to know if the teacher had been paid in February, and to establish if it's one of those cases. The teacher was paid in February, and the teacher to date is to be paid in March. There's another teacher over in Mearnsville. I have not gotten an update to see if she has yet been paid. There are those teachers who are currently on leave, be it vacation leave or study leave, pre-retirement. And so some of those teachers have not been paid. And one teacher I was told was that she's off on pre-retirement leave. She got paid February, and she's been told that she has to apply to get her monies. I don't know what kind of madness that is, but I just presume that she was just misinformed, and she needs to go back to the ministry, because that certainly can't be the case.
But at this time, you're not sure in terms of a number, in terms of even a rough estimate of how many are still outstanding?
No, because the truth is the Ministry of Education has the payroll, so they should be the persons to really, so as we get the reports as
understand,
they come in.
But I mean based on the reports to you, based on the complaints coming to you.
Right. So even out of a group coming out of St. Thomas, sending over, we got report that some 5 out of some 11 teachers their situation had been treated with. And another thing, this probably is on the part of our colleagues that when it is that we would represent their interests, sometimes it's very delayed, their response to let us know that yes, the matter has been sorted out and they have gotten paid, so we can strike them off the list and keep moving and get attention for the other persons.
Understood. No, it's one thing, because I think the thinking of most people would have been that the late payment was because of the calculations and the point at which the JTA had signed. But as you mentioned, it seems to be an ongoing problem. So in October, for instance, you told the Jamaica Observer that there is a, quote, perennial problem in terms of teachers not being paid for several months. You said there are even teachers who have been in the school system for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden they drop off of the ministry's payroll and they stop getting paid. What is that about?
I think you will have to direct that question to the Ministry of Education, and for them to tell you the kind of care and diligence. One thing I can tell you about the ministry is that whenever a teacher ends his or her time, say the teacher is to work for 1 term and that term has come to an end, I can rest assure you that that teacher is not getting paid the next month. I can rest assure you. But if a teacher is to continue getting paid, or a teacher is to return to the system, that will have to, you wait another month, because, a letter came in, one teacher in this particular compensation, she got paid, she has not gotten paid from January, and her resumption letter was sent in on the 3rd of March. And to date, that teacher, she has to wait until April month end in order to get paid. No, they're very rigid when it is that they are to drop someone from the pay bill. But when teachers are to be picked up, you wait a month, 2, before you get back onto that pay bill.
You also referred to something that I just recently heard about a couple months ago, which is that it seems quite a few new teachers, when they're employed, they don't get paid sometimes for several months.
Oh,
no,
yes.
Nothing can really go so.
Oh, yes, it goes so. It go exactly so, and and sometimes late submission of documents contribute to same, but also how those documents are kept intact, because the documents are submitted, because even the case I just made about that teacher, her assumption letter was submitted on more than one occasion. For whatever reason, it has disappeared. And so the teacher goes without salary because that document cannot be found, and no payment will be made until that is sorted out. And for whatever reason, there is a challenge, there is no improvision, even if it's not on the fault of the teacher, where some supplemental payroll is put in place. So should a teacher not meet the monthly payroll, that something is done, an intervention, the teacher has to suffer and wait another month before they can get paid.
Hold that thought for me. I want to come back to some of those issues later, but let's go to the break, and then we come back. I bring in my guests in studio. We continue. Remember, you can WhatsApp us. It's 3810072, 876-381-0072. Give us your first name, your general location. Soon come.